Hello and welcome to the She Is Loved Project. This podcast is dedicated to helping you heal from the challenging and painful relationship with your mother so you can finally experience the love you've always craved. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnise. I'm a mother wound coach, author, and healer who believes tenderness and vulnerability are your true superpowers. Sis, it's time to finally heal your inner little girl so you can start thriving and not just surviving. Progressive, irreverent, and real, this podcast will have you laughing and crying at the same time. Trust me, you don't want to miss an episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the She Is Love Project. I am your host, Jennifer Arnise, and this is episode 18. Take two. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the She Is Love Project podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Arnise, and this is episode 18. How is everybody doing? What y'all been up to? What's happening in the world around you? Of course, y'all know the podcast should have already been uploaded by now. It is still Tuesday, and I'm recording. And I'm just telling y'all that because I want y'all to see how imperfectly I do this shit, but that I just stay at it. And I would have recorded it earlier, but I went out to my car. It would have still been late, but it would have been less late. So I went out to my car this morning to get my wallet because I was looking for my wallet because I got two notifications that I had two fraudulent attempts on my credit card and a debit card. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I looked in my purse, looking for my wallet. I couldn't find it. Went to the car. I don't have like a big wallet. It looks like a little business card holder because I hate carrying a purse or wallet or any of that stuff. And I couldn't find it inside. Go outside to my car, open the door, and guess what? Motherfucker broke in my car last night. Of all the days, they didn't break anything because guess what? Your girl didn't even have her door locked, which I really thought I did. Yesterday was a strange day. I didn't do anything the normal way I did it. And being a person who follows like a pattern, like I do everything pretty much the same way every day. And if I don't, this is an example of something that can happen. Not always, but the chances go up. So they just opened the door. They took my wallet, which is never, well, I'm not going to say it's never in the car. I'm not even going to motherfucking lie. Sometimes I do leave it in there. They took my son's boxing gym bag, which he rarely leaves in the car, but he was like, I'm going to use it tomorrow. So there's no point in bringing it inside. They kind of rifled through my glove compartment and the side pockets of my car, and nothing else was of value was in there. And my wallet was just two cards, my driver's license. That's the biggest inconvenience is I have to go get a driver's license and replace my son's. There's a few $100s worth of boxing things in my son's gym bag. So those things have to be replaced. And I was getting ready to record, and y'all know I do a video portion of this too for promo for Instagram at I am Jennifer Arnise. Just a small plug. If y'all don't already follow me, you need to. But anywho, I went upstairs to get my makeup pouch, and I was like, oh, I would have really been pissed off if they took my makeup pouch and took all of my NARS and Smashbox lipsticks and lip liners. I would have been fucking pissed. Isn't that funny? That's what would have pissed me off. I'm just telling y'all this to say that it's like they broke in my car. They didn't cause any real damage. I have the money to replace the stuff they took from my son. I have the time to go and get a new driver's license. I canceled my cards. So they're sending new ones out. And it was like, I realized I never got upset. Like never once. I still haven't. I'm like, maybe it's going to hit me later that I've been violated and this happens to me and all this shit. And it was like, it really has not bothered me. I'm like, oh yeah, they took a couple things. I don't feel less safe. I don't feel like shit is always going wrong. And I know when I used to be like that, I used to could not afford for anything to go wrong. Ma'am, let me tell you about this shit. I have insurance. I have car insurance. Do y'all know how long I went without car insurance? Do y'all know how long I went without a motherfucking driver's license? When I tell you I was a thug in these streets, it's like really real. So to be able to have insurance with a $200 deductible, no less. When I called my insurance, I was like, let me see if it's worth filing a claim for, $300 or $400. But I don't know because I don't know what my deductible is. Because I know I've had that kind of insurance before where my deductible was like $1,000 so I could get my insurance low enough so that I could afford to have insurance. And it's like, damn girl, you got some good insurance. Your deductible is only $200. And and the fact that you even have insurance and that you have a driver's license that they can not actually take, because I always have had a physical license. It's just not always been an active license. Like my license would be suspended. So back in the day, if I would have lost my driver's license, the physical driver's license, or somebody stole it, I'd be really fucked up because I couldn't replace it. But now, as a legal driver in these streets, I can go and replace my driver's license. I remember when I couldn't do that because I had outstanding tickets. I couldn't afford to pay them. I never had no warrants or anything like that. But I know once my license was suspended in North Carolina, and even after you pay your tickets, you have to wait a certain amount of time, right, before you can get your license. That was another part of the punishment, which is so dumb. But I just was so much more excited that something like this happened and it really didn't negatively impact my life or throw me into turmoil, because so many times my life, small things, because my life was set up in such a fragile way, no money, no support, piece of job, that behind on everything, on every motherfucking thing, rent, light bill, everything you could imagine you could be late on. I would say insurance, but I didn't have insurance. I remember when nothing used to even be in my name. Apartment not in my name. Phone not in my name. Electric bill not in my name. Car insurance not in my name. Car not in my name. My name was shit in these financial streets. I couldn't do anything in my fucking name. No, I couldn't even get a bank account in my name. And this was not like 10 years ago. This was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, my shit was a fucking mess. And 3 years ago was when I had the biggest healing shift in my life. And it was, you're only healing if your life is changing. You have to take what you know in healing and start taking what looks like risks and doing things differently in your life. You have to treat your money differently. You have to ask different questions. You have to build community. You have to put yourself in different positions, talk to different people. I was like, if you're not doing that, ma'am, your life is never going to fucking change. And I swear to God, when I look at my life now, it is 180-degree difference. I wouldn't have trusted me back then either. I would have looked at me and been like, what's wrong with you? You all over the place. You so scattered. What is happening? Now, oh, a bitch is cool, calm, and collected. And I'm just getting started. Okay, hold on, because that might be the police coming for my thing. So hold 1 second. Okay, so I'm back. So now, remember the story I was just telling about my car getting broke into, right? Well, the police officer already came out, gave me a little paperwork, but he said investigators were gonna come. I don't know why that was a big deal, but they're gonna come. But anyway, and I told you my son's gym bag was stolen, and it had his gloves in it, had his shoes in it, a couple other things, but the main things were his shoes and his gloves. Really them damn shoes, because my 14-year-old son wears a size 13, and he's a boxer, and it's very hard to find shoes in his size. Very hard to find boxing shoes in his size as well. Even harder. And these shoes were new and very nice. And so he was real mad because he can't work out without his stuff, and he's a workout fiend. So the doorbell just rang. Y'all just heard that. It was my neighbor. I thought it was the police. And why do I say police, not police? Y'all, I'm country, bear with me. But it was my neighbor, and he was like, he's not American, so he speaks with a heavy accent. And he was pointing to a bush off, in front of my house, but like kind of off, in front, way out. And he was like, is that something there? I don't even know what made him think that belonged to us, even though I did tell him somebody broke into our car. Guess what it was? It was this smaller blue bag that has my son's boxing shoes in it. So they threw his boxing shoes in the bushes, child. So guess what? My son got his shoes back. So he doesn't have his gloves, but the gloves and his headgear, those are like generic, easier things for us to find online. And I was like, Vincent, this is what I'm trying to tell you and impart on you. Things are always working out for us. Things are always working out for us. And I'm saying all of this to say that we were raised in such a way that made us feel like we were alone. Nobody was there for us. Nobody ever was going to be there for us. Shit was always fucked up. Shit was always going to be hard. It's like this story that we tell, and there's so much evidence to the story that we think that's the only story that we can tell. And I want you to understand that healing changes that. Healing your mother wound changes your reality. It doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes your actual reality because you start to see yourself differently. It changes you because you don't see yourself as a victim. You don't see yourself as alone. You don't see yourself as unqualified. You see yourself as a person who has the power to change their life because you're not different than anybody else. Trauma makes us believe that we are apart from everyone. Shame makes us feel like we are apart from everyone. I used to believe, I was convinced of this, that everybody could win except me. And it was just like, that's just the rule. I see everybody else winning, but winning for me is not something that's possible because somewhere along the way, I was broken, can't be fixed. So the opportunities that other people have access to, I don't. And I really believe that, even though I would always try because I'm naturally ambitious, I'm naturally a go-getter, but something would be like in the back of my mind, even if things are going well, my subconscious would tell me something's going to go wrong. This probably isn't going to work for you. Right. And guess what? Always, that's what happened. But not only it would happen, I would sabotage it. I wouldn't put what I needed to put in it because I didn't actually believe, because I had already decided shit wasn't going to pop for me. And it was like, I used to tell a friend of mine when I try to explain it, it's like, I don't know if y'all grew up in the country, like where you have a screen door. So you have a regular door and you have a screen door. So your screen door, you can see out of, right? And you can hear and you can smell. Like if something passes by, that smell is coming in your house, right? Because it's a screen. It's not solid. And I used to feel like that was my life. Like there was me on one side and then there was this screen in between me and the life I wanted. And I could see the life I wanted. I could hear the life I wanted. I could smell the life I wanted, but I couldn't touch it. And I couldn't get past this screen. And it was the most frustrating, baffling thing. And it would make me cry because it was like, I wanted to be a part of life. I wanted to be a part of everything that was going on. And this screen was keeping me from that. And that screen was my unhealed trauma. The screen was everything I believed about myself to be true. That metal screen was everything that I learned from my mother about lack, limitation, abandonment, rejection, shame, unworthiness, not being good enough. And it became clear to me that I had to go through the process of healing those things in order for that screen to be removed so I could reach my hand through the doorway of life, so I could walk over the threshold of the doorway of life and have the things that were important to me, that I wanted, that I could see, that I could, I could smell, I could hear, but I couldn't touch, I couldn't experience. And so today is an example of me being on the other side, of me being able to, one, call the police without being scared that I do have a warrant or some shit like that. When I tell y'all, you're like, Jennifer, sometimes I think to myself, how do you get yourself in some of these situations? Like, come on. Some of the things that were normal to me, they're just not normal. But things as simple as being able to know, like, somebody broke in my car and I'm not pressed. I know that I'm still safe. And it's not even because I have the evidence of my tangible world to show me that all is well. There is just this peace inside of me that is not rattled. Like, I can't even make myself be rattled by some shit like that. Like, it's so, because if I think about, oh my God, it's so dangerous out here, people are so crazy. I've lived here almost 6 years. I've never had an issue in my life living here. I've never had an issue with my car. No one's ever broken into my car, anything like that. And it's funny, my son came downstairs and he was like, yep, this is the second time something like this has happened to us. And I thought to myself, yeah, it's only been 2 times. 14 years we've been together. Once somebody broke into my apartment back, like, almost 8-9 years ago, and then somebody broke into my car now. In almost 15 years since, I count my life, how long my son has been alive. But even before then, I'm 47 years old. I don't think I've ever had my car broken into. I've had my house broken into when I was a child. Somebody broke into our house once. But in my whole life, I've never had nobody break into my car. I never had nobody break into my house. So really, I don't have that dynamic in my mind about the world being, this unsafe place. Now, I used to still feel that way because I could count all these other things that had happened that showed that nothing was working out in my favor. But now, like I told my son, I said, what did we learn today about this whole incident, especially once he found his shoes, and he was trying to get to it. And I was like, the bottom line is everything is always working out for us. Even in our car getting broken into, everything still is working out for us. Because now you're about to get some new gloves and new headgear. Your shoes are here. You can still go work out. Like, I am so, this is what happens to me now. I get happy when things like this happen because they show me how good my life really is. My car getting broken into shows me how good my life is. Because I can count up all the ways where it does not impact me at all. And that makes me really proud of myself. And even the fact that I can be proud of myself, like, it's now like a snowball effect of appreciation, because I can be proud of myself. I remember when I couldn't be proud of myself. Not that I didn't have things to be proud of, but I just couldn't be proud of myself because I was so fucking hard on myself all the time, for every reason, for every little thing possible. And I never could see me doing well in anything. Even if I was killing it, I wouldn't know, because I was always looking at what I was doing wrong or what what wasn't happening or what wasn't going the way I wanted to. So I know there's quite a ramble. This is not what the topic is that I wanted to talk about today. How long we been on here? Oh, I've been talking for 20 minutes about this. Um, I guess the point I want to make is do the fucking work. If you're out here thinking that, because I get so many comments all the time about no, and I'm by myself. Nobody's there for me. I'm doing everything by myself. You don't have any fucking idea. I have been there. I have been there my whole life. But it doesn't have to be like that. And that's what I'm trying to get to y'all. But you can't see any of that. You can't see the remedy. You can't see the win. You can't see the possibility. You can't see the other side because you have not committed to heavy on doing the healing work. And like I said, doing the healing work means putting it into action in your life. What does healing look like? Healing is not just you stop talking to your mama. You stop talking to your family. It's about looking at how you see yourself, how you think about yourself, how you look at your life in comparison to the world. What's possible, what you think is possible for you versus what you want. That the gap between those two, that's where the fuck you need to be working. Okay? I'm going to say that again. What you think is possible, what you think you can have versus what you really want. The gap in between those two things, that's the work you need to fucking do. And that's why it's so important to have a goal. And a healing goal, I don't mean an internalized goal. I'm saying a healing goal, a goal for your life. What does your life look like specifically? Not, I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be successful. No. When I say, what do you want? I want to live in Mexico 6 months out of the year. I want to work for myself and bring in at least $20,000 every month after taxes. I want a team of 3 people to help me run my business. I want my son to have access to all of the activities that enrich his life and move him forward as a person. I want to have a community of people that hold me accountable, uplift me, nurture me, support me, that I can have fun and I can grow with. Like, that's what I'm saying. When I say, what is the life you want? Let's go even deeper. What do you in this community do? Oh, we meet every other month for a mastermind at a different tropical location. And we talk about our businesses. We talk about our personal lives. We have a good fucking time. Everybody brings something to the table. My business is going to grow into this kind of business. My podcast is on Harpo Network. It is nationally syndicated. I make this amount of money with it. These are the people that I'm meeting and I'm at the table with. I was invited to this event, and this different event to speak at. I'm at the table with this person, that person, and this other person. They want to talk to me about new opportunities and take the work I'm doing to the next level. It looks like this. I'm going to be in these places. This is what I'm talking about when I say a motherfucking dream. What is your fucking dream? But if you're stuck thinking you got to do everything alone and nobody's ever there for you, or it's too late for you, or you got to take care of this person, or you got to wait for this, bitch, that shit ain't gonna never motherfucking happen. And it's a motherfucking lie. You have to have something that pulls you pulls you out of where you are into where you want to be. And yours may not be as developed as mine because my healing is further. But 3 years ago, I was making $18 an hour with the damn child in Atlanta, Georgia, which is no damn money, 1099 with no insurance. When I didn't go to work, I didn't get paid. Still still on EBT, okay, on Medicaid for my son. I couldn't see what I see now, but I knew, what's the goal I want to have? Back then it was, I want to be able to live off of half of my income. That was a very specific thing. So I knew how much it cost for me to live, right? I went home and made a budget and I put that shit was tight. This is how much it costs for me to live, period. Made that. I did some research on how to do a really accurate budget. Not, oh, well, I think it's this or I think it's that. No, that shit needs to be written down, sis. You got to write that shit down. And then, so if I want to live off of half my income, then how much more money do I need to make a year? Okay, how much money is that an hour? Oh, that's how much money I need to make an hour. Oh, what are the jobs that make that amount of money? But then I got caught up because I was like, I don't have the experience. Oh, nobody's going to hire me for that because I had worked as high level, but as some type of executive support for 20 years. And I didn't know how to break out of that career path. Not because I didn't have an experience looking back, but because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't know how to talk about my achievements. I didn't know how to talk about my qualifications in the proper way. So I look just like a task-driven worker bee person. And nobody's going to pay that person $30 an hour, which is what I needed to make to be able to live off of half of my income. So then what did I have to do? I had to sit down and think about, what have I done? I hired somebody to rewrite my resume, right? This is an investment. I think I paid them, $200, $250. Some people are like, oh, I'm not doing that. Ma'am, if you work for somebody else and you're out here just getting 9-to-5 jobs off of a resume you wrote for yourself, you are underpaid right now. You fucking up. All because you don't even want to invest in yourself. If you don't want to invest in yourself, just don't even listen to me no more, because I'm not going to stop talking about it. Okay. Period. I have left y'all alone for a long motherfucking time, but y'all got to know, if you don't invest in yourself, that shit ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Sometimes you're going to have to pay people to help you. Shit. You want people to pay you to help them. So you're going to have to pay somebody to help you. But I'm not going to get on that right now. So I paid somebody to do my resume, right? And throughout the questions they were asking me, I began to see my work life and experience differently, because they gave it back to me with different words. And when they would say what I had done in my job and what I accomplished, I was like, who y'all talking about? Y'all can't be talking about me. Is that? They're like, yeah, this is what you did, right? You did A, B, C, and D. I'm like, yeah, I did that. Oh, okay. Well, you managed a project that was annually had a budget of $875,000 a year. And you were in charge of making sure that these 7 people did this and you managed this. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that is actually true. I needed someone else to stand in the gap. I needed someone objective who could see me differently than I could see myself, because I still saw myself through the lens of my mother. And my mother, her exact words always to me were, ain't nobody got no money to pay you nothing. You need to get a job, sit down, be flexible, do whatever those people tell you to do, and don't quit. That's what you need to do. My mother was also born in 1946 and picked cotton until she was 17 years old. Her federal government job at 21, 22, hell, no, when I was born, she was like 28. She was making $4.75 an hour for a federal government job. Her mindset was still in that place. Okay. Her new car, a 1985 Toyota Corolla, I think she may have spent $12,000 on. Brand new off the lot. I don't even think it was 12,000. Hell, that thing may have been 7 or 8,000, come to think of it, because there was nothing extra in that car. We didn't even have a tape deck, okay? But what I'm saying is, why y'all be letting me go off on these tangents though? What I'm trying to tell you is, because one decision I made, I want to be able to live off of double my income. And me doing it by myself, I was like, because I was still working this, the black mother wound things, but I didn't have it together. I didn't have the confidence to ask anybody to pay me for this work. Everything I was doing was my own healing work and just the community of being here with y'all, right? And whatever I knew, I was sharing. But I actually didn't have the confidence to say, here's my group coaching program. It costs $3,000. It's transformative in this way. It's going to change your motherfucking life forever. Tell your friends, come in, get this work. I didn't have that. I wasn't able to see. I thought I was taking from people. I didn't think I deserved to ask for anything. Okay. This is just 3 years ago. All right. Never would I think about no damn podcast trying to do this. Right. So that one decision led me to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, because I realized, Jennifer, for 15 years, probably 20 years, you've been reading about healing, praying, meditating, journaling, doing yoga, all these things in these small groups of people having these healing conversations. But when you look up, everybody's life looks the same. And then I'm looking out and I'm seeing other people's lives changing. I'm like, something about how you're doing this isn't working. This pace that you're going, you really ain't going no motherfucking where. Because as you learn something, you need to put it into practice, right? So I knew I needed help from someone, because you can't heal by yourself. Getting that person to rewrite my resume changed the whole trajectory of everything for me. Okay. And then this the crazy part. It wasn't even about, oh, I'm going to go and apply for all these jobs, right? Uploaded my stuff on LinkedIn, put it on, on Indeed, and I left it alone. But let me tell you what I did. I had went out with this guy. We were having this conversation. We dated for a couple of weeks. That's a whole nother story. But I remember having this conversation, talking to him about the type of job that I wanted. And I was in this really relaxed space. I was just like chilling. And I was telling him, I want something where I can wear jeans to work and sneakers, and I want it to be a real relaxed environment. I want there to be autonomy. I don't want there to be a boss on site. On site, I want to be the boss. And I want to manage these people. These are the type of people I want to work with. This is the kind of environment I want. This is what I want it to be like when I, go to work in the morning. If I even have to go to work, because I really want to be able to work from home. If I have to go in, I needed, something close to my house. And it was just this light conversation we had. And then we went on to talk about something else. Less than a week later, a recruiter reached out to me with a job that was exactly what I had described, making more money than what I said I wanted. And it was so crazy because I thought that it was the guy that I had went out with. I thought he was pranking me. I was like, why y'all, what are you doing? Like, this isn't real. And I said a couple of things. I was like, who is this? And what's your name again? And where are you calling from? What's your phone number? And then we were going in circles. It was this white young dude until he was, I really believed him. We were kind of going back and forth, and it was like, oh, this is real. So he interviewed me. He was like, oh, I think you'd be great for this position. The next day, the hiring manager called me, interviewed me. 3 days later, they flew me out to Dallas for an interview. Never have in my life. Now, I've been flued out before, but not for a job interview. Well, not that kind of job. Anyway, that's another story for another time. And they flew me out, offered me the job on the spot. A week later, I started the job. All of that happened because I made a decision that I had to bet on myself. That, oh, well, if I really believe in myself, then these are the things I need to do differently. If I believe I can have what I say I want, then that means I need to make this action. I need to invest in myself in this way. I need to start talking to people about what I want, even if it's just casually. Because that casual conversation manifested in less than 14 days. I ended up hiring my own staff. I went from making $18 an hour. And I think, did I work? I don't even know if I worked full time. I almost tripled my salary. Okay. In 14 days. Changed my entire life. Just like that. Made it possible for me to then really start investing the money back into Black Mother Wound, into this community to offer more. My old page is gone, but if y'all would have seen them, like, damn, I really started showing up because I had the resources to do more and to even begin growing this community, which gave me even more confidence to then start offering more things. Because last year I offered the classes, which meant I made even more money doing that. I built the community even more. I was able to be of more service. Listen, I get to a point where I don't like repeating myself, especially not in the same conversation. Do y'all understand what I'm saying about what healing looks like and what healing takes? So it's great. I'm so happy y'all listen to the podcast. I'm so happy that y'all read the post, that you watch the reels, that you comment online, that you have bought the book. I love all of that. I love that y'all are having conversations. I love that you all are journaling. I love that you all are meditating. I need you though. I need you to take this work out into the street. What is one goal that you have for your life? What's one thing you want to change in your life? Healing your mother wound makes that goal possible. So if you've been doing some work, how do you know that it's actually working? Because I used to think if I felt better, it was working. And that is a part of it. But for me to feel better, then I need to do better. So if you have had any type of shift or breakthrough in being in this community, then something in your life needs to be motherfucking changing. And it doesn't even have to be a huge, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be huge. It can be. But what is the thing that you can see right now, the most immediate change you want to see in your life? I love using money because money changes things, and money is such great evidence. It's like you can see it. You be like, oh, that really fucking worked. That's why I like using money, right? Maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's people. Maybe it has something to do with your health. I don't know, but it needs to be something that you can measure. And if your life is not changing, are you healing? Because if you still scared to step out there, what's the point? What's the point? It's like y'all can't be, listen, don't treat this like double dutch, just waiting for the right time to jump in. Trying to wait. No, jump your ass in. The ropes will adjust to your rhythm. They're magic ropes, okay? And God is on either side of the ropes. Well, God on one side, I'm on the other side. Hey. But you have to get in there and start jumping. You got to move your feet. Faith without works is dead, okay? I hate to bring, I'm still Pentecostal holiness up in here, okay? So that's really, this was not the point of this. This was not the point of this podcast today. But I think that you got the point. Because moving forward, I'm putting my foot in everybody's fucking back. If you're in this community, I need to see changes. I need you to be sending me DMs and say, oh my God, I applied for the job that I was afraid to apply for and I got it. Oh my God, there was somebody I liked and I wanted to talk to them and I finally did. And we went out on a date and it was awesome. Oh my God, I was, I wanted to cut my hair and I've been scared to do it and I did it and everybody's complimenting me. Like, I don't give a damn what it is. And it doesn't have to be about your fucking mother. That's why I keep saying healing your mother wound don't have nothing to do with her. It doesn't have to be, oh, I set a boundary with my mother. Okay, awesome. Those are great things. Oh, I didn't go to the family function. Cool. But what about your life? What about the moving forward of your life? Those are the things that I need you to be talking about right now. I want to hear about you submitted an article in a magazine and you didn't, and they rejected it, but they gave you such great feedback that now you've applied to 6 others and you got accepted into one. Or it doesn't even matter if you got accepted because it feels so good to know that somebody else is reading my work that now I've got an idea for another article. Oh, my website I just finished and I paid somebody to do the SEO because I know I can't do it all. I want to hear. That's what I want y'all to be sending me messages about. If you come to my DMs, if you email me, that's what I want you to be talking about. Okay? What the fuck are you doing to move your life forward? How is the healing being used as a fuel in the vehicle of your life to manifest the purpose for why you are here? Turn your pain into something. You didn't go through all this shit to live a fucking mediocre life or just be sitting back feeling victimized, waiting on somebody to come fucking save you. What are you doing? How can you turn what has happened to you around into something? That's why I'm here. I am not here to just keep talking about the problem and how bad it was. We're past that. We're on episode 18 right now. You have enough clues, enough tools. If you're on the email list, you got even more gems. Like this is the longest podcast I ever have done. I'd be gone after 30 minutes. Let me go. I got things to do. All right. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? When I'm talking, is anybody listening? I know y'all are. So I'm about to wrap it up right here. I hope y'all enjoyed my TED Talk today. And I'm not going to stop. This is the direction of everything that's going forward. But I really do want to hear from y'all. I want to hear about how your life is moving forward. And if it hasn't moved forward, what is the one thing that you want to change in your life? Email me at info@jenniferarnise.com. Go to I am Jennifer Arnise over on Instagram and DM me. What is the one thing that you want to change? And if I know y'all are listening to this goddamn podcast because I see the fucking downloads. So if y'all are not responding and coming in and telling me what's popping, I'm going to have an attitude, right? Because that again is showing that you're not willing to even do the smallest thing to reach out and connect with me to be like, this is the thing I want to do. You too scared to even tell me. You don't even want to take 5 minutes to send the message to be like, hey, I'm putting this out in the air. Shit, I might need your help. I might know somebody that can help you. I might know the next step you can take. I will help anybody, but I need to see what you're doing first. So get to it. Don't just talk about it, be about it. I still love you deeply, immensely, eternally, always, and always. I will always be here. And that's why I'm always going to put my foot in your back and not let you go backwards and make sure you're going forward. That's it for today. I still have my The master classes from last year, they're still for sale. I didn't take them down from Mother's Day. I'm feeling generous. The link is in the show notes. If you know what's good for you, if you need some more help, you need to get those classes. Almost 13 hours of me teaching, me doing video classes of straight up fucking gems. Mind blowing. Okay, that you can listen to at your own pace, at your own place. I will talk to you guys next week. Love you so much. Bye. Thank you for joining me on the She Is Loved Project podcast. Every week, I'm committed to reminding you that you are loved, you are seen, and you are heard. If you found value in this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and your favorite platforms. And if you're feeling really supportive, click the link in the show notes and consider supporting me via Patreon. This community support goes a long way. Thanks so much and see you next week.